Lalo's struggle session went. After thinking about it a bit more, I came to the conclusion that I think I should have pressed him about the romantic stuff a little bit more. I think he was dodging the question on that one, and I think that's what this comes down to. Lalo backed down too easily. Yeah, he was sort of very passive about it, and that doesn't, I would say it was like a 5 out of 10. Like, I like some anger, I like some crying, I like some ego being, cut down or challenged. I think Lalo needs professional help. He needs to get the drugs under control. He never gave a concrete answer. Exactly. Yeah, that was
Grayson,
frustrating.
I'm still on mic, eh?
Yeah.
All right, well, I can talk to you in here.
Okay.
I'm just finding it, like, the noise, it's overwhelming.
The noise stopped, though, but okay, yeah.
Just all the noise.
Sure.
I mean, we can take the stream in here, too, but...
There it goes again.
I need a break. I can't do it. I don't function well with all that noise. Sensitive.
Well, if you talk in there, it'll be kind of hard for me to hear you. Maybe we should just move inside.
Can't you listen to the stream?
No, because then it'll echo.
Can you use earbuds?
Even if I did, which I don't have
All right,
them.
you go ahead. You talk to chat. I'll just chime in.
Okay.
And you won't be able to hear me. I'll be aware of that.
The real play for content after going off on him all day would be to say, you should be direct with me, and then pull him in for a kiss. Real mind games. I misread was not an apt excuse for continuing the thigh touching after the other 5 times he did it. You like a reaction. Yes, I do. Tried to tell you he backed down because he did not want to answer the hard questions. Bike ride, good idea, actually. Crazy Steve thought. It's a great idea.
I'll put this out. Just a nice little decoration.
Yeah, somebody was suggesting they want the bike. They want a bike stream.
That, yeah. It's gotta go this way to be honest. Whoopsie.
I think you spousify all your male friends by expecting them to lead, protect, and plan out your life like your boyfriend/dad. I spousify my friends? I mean, that was an experiment. I didn't have a problem with him following because I'm like the streamer. It's just that he always seemed like he was unhappy with what we were doing, and I didn't like that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be the submissive one, then you should be on board with what the dominant one comes up with. And if it's gonna be a hierarchy, like my dad, then me, then him, then he should be okay with that. You know what I mean? Or just say, like, I have another idea and I don't want to do your idea, but don't just like do this game in the middle. Where are y'all at? Darius has plenty of space at his apartment, it seems. Yeah. Well, we're 3 hours away from where Darius lives, Austin. So, not far. I do wish you pressed him harder from a sociopathic content POV, because fuck Lalo too. Overall bad because of that. I mean, when you're in a social, like, I was trying to press him, but at a certain point I kind of gave up because he just wasn't really responding, and what am I supposed to do?
Where's that cord that Lalo left?
I'm using it to charge another battery pack.
You only have one of those?
I have 2 that I'm using, one for the Rode mics and one for the charge. You can take it off that charger, though. It's by the bathroom. You can just use that cord.
What's by the bathroom?
The cord, see how it's plugged in?
Oh.
You can use that to charge your iPad. I think the problem with Lalo, in retrospect, if I was to go back, I think I would have made the point that this romantic thing is sort of like this red pill concept that, like, you know, bitches should give it up for guys.
Is this all charged?
No, but
Oh.
it's somewhat charged.
I have an outlet right here.
Okay. And I think that Lalo is somewhat deluded that I'm in his league. And in retrospect, I would have said that to him and seen where that got him, because I think that would have made him upset. And it would have made him engage. I think he's deluded about it. So, no, I was kind of trying to say that, but I was kind of being a pansy about it. I was not, forward enough, I guess. And also, I didn't really have it in mind. I didn't really want to do the romantic angle because it's like, oh my god, that's so annoying. But I think that's what it really comes down to, is this concept that, like, I'm sorry that he would be in my league. I rate the struggle session 6.3 out of 10. I mean, really, if you think about it, like, I'm not saying I'm the hottest girl ever or anything, but that girl we met at the bar, Hannah, that was much more his league, and even she was kind of out of his league. Like, she was good looking, she had a fit body, she was zoned out, she was drunk or high or something, but, like, that's way more his league, and even then, my concern would have been that she's out of his league. Yeah, so, in retrospect, I kind of wish that I had done it this way, or said this, but it didn't really occur to me until after the fact, that it's this thing about leagues, and it's this thing about red pill, too. That's what he's doing. He's doing red pill stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he thinks he's super attractive physically or personality-wise. I don't know what he would rate himself. But he does these ratings all the time. And he gives me a 6. Okay, buddy, then what are you? What's your rating, Lalo? Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. I mean, you're about 50 pounds overweight. You're 5'7". You've got a fat ass. You're good looking in the face, but you've got that kind of Easter Island shit going on. It's like getting worse. That's why that comment was so funny. What's the rating for you? Grace, you're so deluded. People don't even want to be in the same picture with you because it would affect their reputation negatively. Even a prostitute has a higher standing in a red pillar's eyes. I mean, for an autistic young Republican spurg, yeah, fine. And I guess that's what Lalo is too. But I think he thinks that, like, I don't know, I just think he thinks that, like, me and him are both 6s or something. I think, actually, honestly, I think he would rate himself higher than me. I think he'd give himself, like, a 9, and I'm a 6. And it's like, dude, you are fucking delusional. I'm sorry. You are delusional. You're living in a fantasy world. Easter Island, LMAO. I really do think, though, that he would give me a 6 and he'd give himself like a 9. And I think that's what makes it annoying is that he is sort of, because he's living in a delusional fantasy, it's not just like that he's like, you know, he's like, oh man, like I'm kind of dumpy, but like I really like her and like, gosh, I just wish she could like me back. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like, just like, you know, when you have a crush on somebody and you're like, they're out of my league, but I just like being around them and I don't know, I appreciate their attention even if they're not gonna do anything with me beyond that, if we could just be friends. But for him, it's like, because he like, I'm sure rates himself higher than me, he's saying to himself like, she's all over this. Like, what's going on?
Isn't the blue chair more comfortable?
Is it? Yes. Do you get what I'm saying? Did you hear what I was saying at all?
A little bit.
So what I'm saying is, because Lalo, so here's what I think is so annoying about his advances.
You gotta talk loud.
His advances.
I'm not on.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is, what's so annoying about his advances is that it's not coming from like this kind of like, it's not coming from like this puppy dog place of saying like, you know, when sometimes you might have like a crush on somebody and they're like way out of your league.
Yeah.
But you're like, I just like being around them. They're so cool and I'm just grateful to just even be their friend.
Right.
And
that's the normal thing. Crush.
A crush, yeah. But I think for him, I think he would honestly rate himself higher than me.
You know.
And so what I'm saying is, then it's sort of more of an expectation than it is like appreciation.
Well.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I think it's like kind of both. So like, for example, you take the quintessential incel, right?
Yeah.
Is that guy, what was his name?
Elliot Rogers.
Elliot Rogers, right? Did he have like a delusional sense of how good looking he was and how his social skills were super high?
Yes.
Compared to the Chads?
Yeah.
He saw as Philistines?
Yeah. Yes and no.
But is that all the whole story? No. He
No.
knew also like that he didn't fit in when he was in elementary school.
Yeah.
And that like he couldn't hang with a Stacy. You know what I mean? Stacy, he doesn't want to go out with Stacy. He just wants to complain about Chad.
Yeah, exactly.
And how he's the victim of both Chad and Stacy. He's a victim of sexuality.
And the normal rules. But actually, a person like that couldn't handle, even if fucking Giselle Bundchen came up to them and was like stripped naked and was like, let's fuck.
No,
a guy like
of
that
course.
couldn't handle it.
He's probably a virgin or
Yeah.
had like these furtive experiences. But it's a way, I think it's a way of protecting these incels. It's like a way of protecting themselves from sexuality, to have like this kind of idea that like we're all victims of this unfair internet world or something like that.
Yeah, where women get all this attention because they post on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
the Andrew
like
Wilson
it's
quote.
like so easy for these quote unquote I mean, the thing is like, his thing is like, oh my god, these people are so superficial. But he's totally superficial. He's saying, I want the blonde white girl.
Yeah.
And he's like half Chinese or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, how are you not superficial?
Exactly.
But he's not a dummy.
Oh, a 10.
He's not stupid.
No, he's not stupid, but he's deluded. I don't think Lalo's stupid.
No, I don't think so.
I think
It's
he's
not an intelligence issue.
80 at IQ, but regardless.
And it's not like Elliot Rogers had no social experience. He did. He just wasn't successful, so he went into kind of like a delusional victim mentality, right?
Yeah.
Which is common to that whole. But he doesn't believe it. Like, the Israelis don't believe they're victims of the Palestinians. They know the Palestinians are the victims. But they have to say they're the victims to function.
I mean, Lalo rated Torsha a 4. What does that mean about him, though? Because let's just say she's a 4. She's way out of his league. Literally way out of his league. Even being like 35 or whatever, all of her experience, she is way out of his league. He could never pull her. Never. Oh, you got to turn your mic off if you're going to have the audio on.
Yeah, wait, I'll just turn this down.
Either way, it's fine.
Is that better?
Yeah, I mean, I can't hear it, but as long as it's... Torsha is not out of Lalo's league. No, I mean, look, for all... Even the big nose and the googly eyes and everything, like... He could literally... I think like fucking, what's her name? The girl whose mom trapped her in her house, and she recently got out, and she's like in a wheelchair. Or I think Greta Thunberg is out of Lalo's league. If he was sober, was the trip go any differently? I mean, he's kind of like semi-retarded, let's be honest, or like just it's hard to even have a conversation with him. He's like an alien in human form. Grace's appeal to incels is that she's moderately cute-ish, I can fix her girl. So all of them have unreasonable expectations because that's her aura. Gypsy Rose, yeah, Gypsy Rose. No, Gypsy Rose, like, legit. I'm not saying their looks matched exactly, but, like, I mean, does he think, my mind is just all over the place, like, does he think he's a stud? Does he think I, like, wanna fuck? Like, there's dudes around this motel that I'd rather fuck. And I don't want to fuck them, but, like, I'd rather. Let's revisit this video in 5 years when Lalo is a lawyer and married, and you're a crazy homeless, a stripper, or a drug addicted. He's never gonna be a lawyer. He's also delusional about that. He'll maybe get like a middle management job or like become like a public defender or something. Like I would love to see content of him being interviewed for like a resume or something. He's out of his mind, batshit crazy. Hi, Rini. Hi, Polly. Lalo only thought he had a chance because he thinks you're mentally fucked and vulnerable. Yeah, but I'm not. I've shown that many times with him. Like, I think he thinks that he's better looking than me, and like a higher rating overall, and he'd be doing me a favor if he slept with me. I really think that's how he feels. Lalo thinks Grace should be honored to fuck him. Yeah, it's like, dude, you're out of your mind. You're just out of your mind. And anyways, I don't believe he could have sex even if I wanted to, but like, just this thing about like I'm sure he like shit talks me to his friends and he's like, yeah, she's like a 5'6". It's like, what are you, dude? What the fuck are you? That would make you like a 1 on the ratio scale. Lalo is better looking than Grace by far. I disagree.
All right, Grace. I'm going to shut this a little bit just because I can't take the noise, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Um, so what's up? I also don't have chat
Oh,
because I'm charging things. But I guess I don't have to. But I just feel like let's get everything charged up.
I'm just talking about the thing with Lalo about this like expectation and like his concept that like I'm a lower rating than him in his red pill worldview or whatever.
And, I'm being anal. Do you want a banana?
No, thank you.
They're good.
I believe that. I don't want one right now.
Lalo and the red pill. Um,
Yeah, it's just this expectation, this kind of concept he has. I feel that like he's doing me a favor, like he's hanging out with like a 6 when he's a 9, and like I should like suck his dick because of that.
But I think the thing about this is you have to realize that there are two things going on. There's like a kind of narrative, like overt narrative, and then there's like reality.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like narcissism. Like they say, narcissists they create this like image of themselves. They force others to agree with it, but inside they're like a fragile, wounded child. Deep
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a narcissist per se, but like I think you find everyone has, some degree to which most everyone has some degree to which their public persona doesn't quite match up with their private.
Sure, yeah.
But it doesn't mean. But I don't know. Yeah, you get into this thing of delusion. But look, there's a guy up on top of that roof over there. You see him on the other side of the highway?
Oh yeah.
What's he doing up there? Is he a shooter? Is Trump in town?
It's Elliot Rogers.
No, who was that guy who shot Trump?
Oh.
He's cleaning the roof with a blower. Why would you need the roof cleaned with a blower? Who cares?
I have no idea.
I guess you have so many Mexicans with blowers. It's just like, why not?
Yeah. Also, Lalo's thing about like becoming a lawyer, like I
Always
don't.
cleaning the gutters out. I get it.
Oh. I don't know how you feel about that, but like this concept that he's going to become like a high tier lawyer is just totally delusional in my mind.
Because of what he's doing on the internet now.
That plus like, can you imagine him going in for a job interview?
Well, he doesn't even have any understanding of, when I've asked him, like he has no basic understanding of the law.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem interested either.
Yeah. He's like a male
bizarre.
Lauren De Laguna.
Yeah, exactly.
But she has a job. I mean, but I clearly, I think his passion is not. His passion is not law. Doesn't make any sense.
No. I don't know what his passion is, but it's not that.
I think his passion is streaming.
But he doesn't stream.
I think when he said, like, I really do genuinely want to be part of this because I think it's interesting and different, I think that's genuine. And I think he also really likes Kino Casino and what they do. And I agree, it's higher tier than it first appears.
Yeah, it's good.
And even Ethan Ralph is higher tier because he is vulnerable. So it's not like lol cow live level. It's more authentic.
Yeah.
So I think he likes authentic, sort of dysfunctional content on the internet.
Yeah.
And he wants to be part of that on some level. So I think that's what he wants to do. He did a good job of streaming by himself when you weren't around him. And it was kind of funny, but it was also, he was carrying it, and like shit talking you. Then when you got together, it kind of didn't seem like it was necessary to have two streams.
Yeah.
But when he was by himself, He's good with the optics. It was a vertical stream that worked in a
Yeah.
certain way. If you had a phone, that'd be a better way to watch. But also he's able to promote. He's saying, let's get the numbers up. Eventually it failed because he got down in the 20s because he stopped paying attention. But I know there was this question like, do I want to do this again? I think if you do it again with Lalo, and you should, that it should be like, why does it, because like I understand like normie social interactions are like you do things together. And if there's a vague like romantic thing, okay, you're gonna do stuff together, you're gonna want to get to know each other. But that clearly has like, that's done with.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that you made that clear. He may like feel the burn of that.
Yeah.
And take some time to like absorb that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was in love with you as much as he was in love with our channel. Not really chat, but I think chat likes him.
Yeah.
But he actually started texting me privately. And I think he, like in a certain sense, trusts me more than he does you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which makes sense, kind of, because I don't know. I think he's in a sense, he's a mama's boy, but he's also a daddy's boy.
Yeah.
But what he isn't yet is a man.
Yeah.
But he's not like as averse to males as most people, because I think he has a good relationship with his dad. I wouldn't say great, but good.
Yeah, he said his dad basically busts his balls all the time.
Yeah, and his dad, according to him, his dad is like super like hardcore, kind of like workaholic or something like that.
Yeah.
I doubt it. For him, a workaholic is someone who like walks a mile without getting an Uber. You know what I mean? Like a hardcore, like pure. But I don't know. That may be true. But I have the feeling his dad's fairly gentle.
Cedar says, I have your back most of the time, but you have to address not saying anything about the thigh groping. I had already clarified it with him, so I don't think it's
it's not like he can't help himself, like he's so horny. It's not like that, right?
It's not like that,
he
no.
feels like he has to do this to let you know that he's not okay with being friend zoned, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it's like an ego thing. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like,
but
it's not like he's
not
just
dangerous. It's just
so
like
horny.
It's like a dog sniffing your crotch.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
The dog's not going to do anything.
Right.
It's doing something in its brain that makes sense, but it's not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just confused. And same with Lalo. He's just confused.
Yeah. You said you shouldn't have to tell him. If it was Aphrodite, you would have said you should. Well, it's a different situation because he's not like a random guy I meet at a bar who starts touching my legs. Like in that situation, you'd have to make it clear, like, either I'm into this or I'm not.
Yeah.
This is somebody I have known for 3 years at this point.
That you don't.
And I've already told him I'm not into him.
That you don't see as sexually threatening.
No.
It's like sexually kind of a joke, right?
Yeah. He's disconnected with reality and has watched too many red pill dating coach videos. The guy can't even ride a bike, for fuck's sake.
That is true.
He said you didn't say anything. Isn't that the male confusion? He's supposed to make the moves. He's right. I didn't say anything about it, but I had already told him many times before that I'm not into it. So
you don't have to. A woman doesn't have to say anything. A guy who gets it would get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But it's like he puts this pressure on himself, and then he's like, okay, okay, and then he like moves his hand right back.
Okay, what would Andrew Tate do right? It's like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I can't look like a pussy. And it's like, ironically, you would be in much better standing if you just didn't do this shit. So then say, stop, dude. I'm going to get mad at you. I don't know. I don't think it's my job to do that at that point. It's not like I was afraid he was going to keep going. It's just annoying. There were many other annoying things I could have pointed out. I think he sees her as a conquest and is motivated by the unique dynamics that surround the Thorp circus. Also, it's normal for a guy to at least try to get some play when spending so much time with someone. By saying you don't like him, that should be enough. I already made that very clear to him several times. For years I've made that clear, so. It's just interesting. It's like this red pill thing, with his friends too. Like, they're rating me after I leave. Like, I get that, but like, then they're also like telling me what their ratings are and asking me to rate them, and it's just like, it's strange.
I think with Zoomer guys, I mean, this isn't Zoomer guys in general, but it's Zoomer internet guys. You have to understand the impact of video games.
Yeah.
So video games give you this idea that you are a character who can get like powers and succeed in a kind of mathematical world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Level up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like literally level. A lot of the Zoomer guy lingo is video game lingo. And
It's true.
Life's not really a lot like a video game. In the sense that, at least say sexually, a lot of guys have a lot more starting out than other guys.
Yeah.
Looks wise, formation from a family. It's not like, okay, here's a video game, there's pussy to get. Like, what do I do? Like, which gun do I get? And like, how do I like get, what script is the best for getting me laid? So that I can like get to the boss level, or what do they call that? Like the boss, the end of the game.
Final boss.
Right, the final boss pussy. Like, I want final boss pussy. I want to win. And it's like, what are you talking about? There's an element of sexual dynamics that's like that, but it's a minor element.
Yeah.
And in the end, what are you looking to do? Nut inside a woman's vagina? Like, okay, but that's a relationship.
Right.
It should be a relationship. It shouldn't be something you see as like, okay, I've finished this level of the video game.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, there have always been guys who kind of approach it that way, but they're extremely immature. And like, usually people move on from that.
Yeah.
After their teenage years.
Right.
And they say like, oh, actually, I want a friend. It does matter that she's pretty. It does matter that I run game. But in the end, I want a relationship.
Yeah.
That will last the rest of my life, and we'll raise children together. And then it's not like really taking W's and L's. It's not like a video game.
Yeah.
You don't have a relationship with a video game.
Right.
Sorry.
And I also think the fact that it's public makes it, maybe to him, feel more like a video game where like, or maybe not a video game, but like a TV show where like he has to come out looking good. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it's like a streamed video game.
Yeah.
Right?
And
like
it's, yeah.
What Wings of Redemption does and that stuff. And yeah, your gameplay becomes your rep. But what I'm saying is girls are not doing this on the internet.
No.
Okay, so but they're doing something else, which is creating a personality through Instagram pictures and stuff. They're curating a persona
Yep.
to look sexy and hot. But like these two worlds don't make sense.
Girls are trying to look like porn stars, generally speaking.
Right, they're trying to look hot, but generally they're not seeing it as a video game. They're seeing it as like, let's say worst case scenario, they're seeing it as like they're trying to get resources from men who have money and status, okay, but not in a way that's like a video game. In a way that's more, like say the worst case scenario, it's more like playing on the insecurities of men, right? That's not like a video game. So you become, for example, the worst case scenario is prostitution, something that like, for example, Ruby has engaged in.
Yeah, okay,
so
yeah, I see.
You create a fantasy for men, sexual fantasy for men, in return for money. Okay, that's like the worst form of it.
Yeah.
But creating a sexual fantasy for men is not like a video game. It's a matter of optics mostly and kind of reading men's needs.
Yeah.
And anticipating their needs, right? So this mix of these two cultures. But here's the problem. Girls doing that are who has resources, who actually wants to have sex, older men, right? And who don't play video games as much, older men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why is a girl, if a girl is cynical like this, I'm saying Zoomer internet girls like Miss Hayes to some degree, Lav, those type of people.
Sure.
Just big, what's her name?
Jasmine Jafar.
Jasmine Jafar. It's like, why would you waste your time on Zoomer guys? They don't have any money. They don't have any status. They're playing video games. Why bother, right?
Yeah.
And these guys are very angry because they're getting left out. But I sympathize with women. I think even a woman who's saying, I have a relatively pragmatic approach to relationships, but they usually will say, like, I would love to get married and have kids.
Yeah.
Whereas the Zoomer guys, it just seems like having a child that you take care of.
Exactly.
It's not at all like a video game.
Nope.
So like Zoomer girls look at them and they go like, I'm not going to get pregnant by this guy. Like, he's got no resources. He wants me to boost his ego. He's not really making it happen professionally or in terms of career. Why bother? Why?
Yeah.
It's like having a baby brother.
It
who's
is.
insecure.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, with Lalo, you get like, okay, well, he probably, at least he has a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Or he's gonna get one. Yeah.
but like, is he really equipped? He couldn't even walk a mile without saying, I'm going to need to call my mother
Yeah.
2 states away to have her rescue me, right? Like,
Yeah.
you look at that and you go like, okay, so I need a provider, a protector, and a creative force. And you go, my pussy is not getting wet here.
No.
And he's one of the better internet guys.
One of the better
right?
ones. Yeah.
So,
Whereas like that guy Calvin we met in
Yeah,
Arizona, he was kind of like not really unhinged, but he was very like, la.
he's like old school kind of frat guy.
Yeah, and it's
But
like
he wasn't an internet guy, really. Like,
no,
he didn't really
he wasn't an
understand
internet
it,
guy. Yeah.
But that's unusual, right?
Right. It was, oh my God, remember the moment where he was like, chat loves me, and then I turned the camera on so he can read chat. It's like, fuck you, dude, fuck you. And he's like,
like,
chat
"They're
does
not
not
fucking with
love me.
No, he was like, they don't fuck with me. Right? That was his
Yeah.
phrase.
Chat does not fuck with me, but I fuck with chat.
Right.
And he got in a fight with the gay guy who was with us.
Yeah, and he was just doing the right wing. He was being a genuine, conservative guy because he was like, he wasn't being super mean to Danny.
Yeah.
But he's just like, dude, why? Why are you
Why
wearing
the
a
maid
dress?
outfit? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why you look like a maid? I just don't get it, right? But then he's going for the pussy, right? So he was saying like, hey, I got a place, we got a pool on the roof or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So like that's legit, but he's more of a normie.
Yeah. He was a cool normie though.
But he did understand the internet, but he's not like internet brain.
No.
But I don't think there are a lot of guys like him that are like full-time internet guys. Because you look at like we're literally,
Hello.
45 minutes away from a 237K subscriber Zoomer guy, right?
Yeah.
So that's very, very successful. That's really successful. And yet, he runs into his bedroom and like makes signals to the other guys and doesn't even have a bite of the food you made for him. And it's just jaw-dropping for me. If he's just a regular kid, whatever, okay, maybe he's shy, maybe he has low self-esteem. But he's like a winner on the internet. But it's just doesn't translate.
Yeah.
As far as I can see it, maybe that's unfair of me, but like, and his Discord server it's just like, right? It's just
Trump.
like,
Bye.
it's like, yeah, you guys are all like gay for Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Like, what? What's up? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you should go. You should consider going on. You could do it in here. You go on their Discord server and try to. I've told you should get your picture out there, right? Interact. And if they ban you, they ban you. But what's the point of being like? Why not be a little more aggressive?
Yeah. I think I should be.
Get your name out there just as a streamer.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, okay, whatever. But like, he's a streamer. You're a streamer. Those are almost all Zoomer guys. They're not like Groiper level, I don't think. I think they're like...
No, they're more normie than groypers.
They're more Republicans than they are Groipers.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're not a big Republican. Look at that smoke. It's on fire.
What
See
is?
that cigarette receptacle?
Oh, yeah.
You should show them that. It's totally... It's not working the way it's supposed to be.
The cigarette receptacle is on fire. Can you guys see it? Right there.
Go over there. Walk over there. It's like there's a fire like going on in there.
Poor
It's
guys.
Like 8,000 cigarette butts on fire at the same time.
Somehow I
Cook our
doubt that they
steaks
get
over it.
regularly cleaned.
You want to come in for a bit?
Sure.
Hey, can I show you something?
Yeah.
I don't know what the code is here, so I don't think it actually... It's not really super important here, but...
This is the code, Dad, just so you know.
What is it? Oh. Okay. Good girl.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You want to stay out there?
No. I came in to go to the bathroom, but I'm fine moving inside for a bit. Oh.
Can you get my glasses for me, honey?
Yeah. Here you go.
Now, what do you think of this lingerie video I found? This is Italy. Do you think these girls are... It's more like sportswear, I think, than lingerie. I think this is a high-end show.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't think it's a. Do you think it's not a fashion show?
No, it's a fashion show.
But it's more popular clothing than like high fashion, right? It's a little bit like
Sure, yeah.
Victoria's Secret
Yeah.
type, like high, expensive, but not really like fashion, like where it's like art fashion. No?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're
But
pretty.
you think these are top tier models?
Yeah.
But this is more what every guy wants to have sex with.
Yeah, yeah.
They're more normie than like fashion models.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm glad we came to an agreement about that, Chris.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I'm turning on the light of my night. Well, Grace, why don't you shut the door first of all?
Okay.
But you understand.
Yeah, the timing thing. I'm gonna work on that.
Why don't you just work on that, and I can watch lingerie with the guys.
Okay. This over here then.
Do something with this. I want all this stuff. I don't want. A bed is for bodies. Seats are for asses. All this thing should go in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just respond to chat. We can watch.
Okay.
I mean, you can open that. If you want more light in here, we can open that.
Okay, yeah, good.
We're not doing anything obscene in here.
Not anymore.
Till later. Hey, but what are you gonna do with that stuff? With those bags?
Use it for taking stuff out of here later.
Oh, okay.
Definitely good to have those.
Mm-hmm. Joe Shabatoni says you should have had the one bed when Lalo was there. Yeah, he only spent one night with us at the hotel, right?
I think so, yeah, one night.
At this hotel with the other room.
Yeah.
And you spent the night with him, right? Or you didn't actually sleep.
I slept for like an hour.
But where were you like all those hours?
We were in the RV and then we came up to
Oh.
yeah.
Turning on the mag. Ben's having a relaxed day in Texas. Yeah, I am. I'm a little bit, you know. Well, I've got two things. Well, number one, I'm supposed to get divorced tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's less than 24 hours away. But we don't have money. We certainly couldn't drive it in 23 hours. I mean, I guess we could, but we don't have money for diesel. And we don't have money for a plane ticket, which I could do. But also in a larger sense, the thing that was supposed to happen in order to finalize this, which is this like coin collection and coin collection transfer and sentimental walkthrough, which Grace and her mother had to organize because I have no access to that stuff. Hasn't been arranged, but provisionally it's been arranged for like, what, a week from now?
The 15th, yeah.
But, so what's the point of going just to say like, okay, we haven't done what we said we were gonna do as of the last hearing. So I'm gonna fly all the fucking way up there to have that. But I would do it if we could just say like, okay, that's fine. Can we just wrap this fucking thing up? Tara says I could probably fill in for you at court. I'm not too far away. Yeah, you know, that's interesting. I have a lawyer, so if she can just say like, or I could Zoom call, but if she could just say, hey, look, he's down to wrap this up, and we'll definitely follow through as best we can about the coin collection and the walkthrough, and we can write that down